John L. Gandy here today with the Greater Than Ever podcast, where I bring on special guests from athletes, coaches, and people inside and outside the fitness space. I learn about them and their history, what made them successful, and how people can learn from them how to be greater than ever. Stopping by for conversation, she's probably one of the youngest IFBB Bikini Pros right now. The youngest since Lauren Dannemiller in 2017 to win the overall title at NPC Nationals. But her journey started at 16 years old, just trying out in the gym, wanting to grow, wanting to eat, and improve her physique and put on some muscle. A high school wrestler for females only. She was someone who was always active in sports and always doing something. Being one of 9 kids in her family, she was open to do anything and open to try and to do something and find her path in life. At 19 years old, she did her first ever NPC show in 2021. She was always taken first and second in her class in both bikini and in wellness. And after 2024, taking the year off, she decided to go at it again in 2025. After Battle of the Bodies, she went to her first ever national show at the Olympia Amateur, taking second in her class. After winning the Ace of Stage, the overall title, she went to NPC Nationals in 2025, not only earning her IFBB Pro card, but winning the overall title there. She's someone who's very dedicated, someone who has been training for years, someone who's willing to put in the work, someone who's going to, when they go into the pro league at the next level, they're ready for anything that happens. And I believe that she's someone who's going to learn, and as she goes on to train and to be improving her physique and to also be an inspiration to younger girls in getting into this sport. And I'm excited to see what she can do, and I'm pretty sure you'll love this new episode. Please welcome IFBB Bikini Pro, Roxy Cisneros.
So ready to start prep. Oh my gosh.
Oh, okay. So how's everything like with you started so you turned pro in December, so now it's like how many months of off season, and then when do you officially start prep?
It's already been 3 months and prep is TBD. I'm really hoping soon because I was given like a top, like don't go past this weight, and I already went past it. So hopefully soon, because I don't know if I can hold being this small any longer without being in prep.
You feel small?
Well, I don't know if I can hold being this small. I mean,
Oh, okay.
I'm usually not this small.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Why I wanted to have you on is because I said like you're one of the next generation of like the bikini competitors that are coming up, and I think that I don't want to like I've had so many of the young competitors that I don't want to call them influencers, but I think that you have an influence because they see what you've done and how you've changed your life and what done to make a difference, and also they see their dedication and your work ethic. So going from the beginning, I wanted to talk about all that. So you said you're from California or Washington State before?
Yeah, I'm from Washington. So I grew up in a small little town, Sunnyside. No one knows where it's at, but it's really small. Um, Bodybuilding is not really a thing there at all. So lifting is not very common. I grew up wrestling. Well, I wrestled in high school, and then I kind of got into lifting in high school, and then more powerlifting style, and then it like converted into bodybuilding.
Yeah. I mean, I was curious because I remember seeing that story with wrestling. Like in Washington State, they have wrestling for females. I didn't
Yeah,
know that.
wrestling's like one of the biggest growing sports, and it when I was in high school was like huge to the point where like a couple years prior to me wrestling, the men and or the girls and the boys wrestled together, and then it was big enough to separate them.
Oh, wow.
So I only had to wrestle girls, thank God. um, yeah,
Yeah, it was just only men's. It's only men's where I'm from, and also track. Like it was just outdoor track. There was no indoor, and unfortunately, the county I lived in, there's no pole vault in track at all. Other
yeah,
counties, like there's a county next to us, and they have pole vault. I'm like, oh man, I want to do that. Like I don't want to hurt myself. Like get so high off the ground. No,
right.
I
Yeah,
was just football.
women
I
are
love
taking over
training.
all the
Yeah,
sports. I
yeah.
love it.
But I like how like women are now in this, and it's great. Back then there's more opportunities now versus, and people say, well, there's too many female divisions. Well, like there's something that people can, because everyone's body type's different and how they grow and what they want, and eventually people outgrow it. They can move up a division. So I look at it as a good thing because back then, right when bodybuilding started back in 1965 or 1964, it's been over 60 now 62 years. In the 1980s, it was just men's and women's bodybuilding, and then you had fitness and then figure. So it was fitness was in 95, which was like pretty much doing quarter turns, and then you have like a routine going, and then figure came around in 2001. It was officially at the Olympia in 2003, so that's when you started having more pro shows. And it was just, some people cannot do the gymnastics routine, so they just want to
Right.
do like a physique, be in heels. And then we've evolved since then. But back then it was just only one men division and three female divisions, and then bikini came along 6 years later because some of the girls in figure started to like outgrow it, and they're like, I don't want to be a bodybuilder and I can't do gymnastics. So I think that I look at it where it was a good thing. I don't know if I'm giving you kind of a history lesson, but I looked at it like
Yeah, no, I
at the
yeah.
time, in like that 2008, 2010 kind of, it was kind of like Victoria's Secret people were popular at the time. Not so popular as it is today because no one wants to be so like
Small.
depleted, like in small. And you know, it's we kind of went from this pageant girl, like beach body girl, to like now more of an athletic physique, which I'm like, I mean, I like that athletic look because it's like people back then it's like, oh, this is not a bodybuilder division. Oh, the girl like bikini's not even, shouldn't even be considered bodybuilder. They don't even look like they train at all. And I'm like, look at the
Yeah,
girls
that's fit
now.
model now. I feel like, but
Yeah, it's fit
I like
model.
fit model. I feel like, I mean, I just think that I am glad that there's a space for everyone. Like
Yeah.
people that don't want to get too big or too muscular, and it's like I'm glad that they're able to be in the sport and just like. Which also I feel like people don't give fit model enough credit because it's again like some people genetically can't put on the mass for bikini, so they train just as hard as bikini.
Yeah. And I will tell you this, I was kind of making fun of him. Listen, I know your husband, I mean, your partner's a men's physique pro, but I'm like, how come bikini girls have better calves than the chicken leg boys? I'm just saying, so,
Oh,
like,
I think that's funny. I
because
did
I'm
think
like, why are they not like, I'm not, I love men's physique and they got amazing physiques, but like some of them don't want to, and I respect everyone. Some people don't want to move up a class, and you know,
yeah.
they feel like they get bigger, they start losing lines, they get more wider. Perfect
I don't know.
example
Some
of,
of their legs are too small. I'm like, my
yeah.
boyfriend has pretty big legs. He only has to do one leg day a month, thank God. But I see some of the guys and I'm like, oh my God, like a little leg will not hurt. Like just a little bit.
And the board shorts used to cover their knees. Now it's kind of like almost
The
like
five
a
inch seams or 3 inch.
yeah, that's what it's like. So now it's kind of, it's grown, it's in all. And I looked at it, it was kind of like, now it's trying to be mainstream. Like I look at Sonia Gonzalez, the first ever Miss Bikini Olympia. She was in figure before she went into bikini, and she's only 5 feet tall, and she's like, I can only get up to 120. I cannot put any more. I cannot go past 120 pounds. Otherwise, I'll get bigger. I'll get wider. There's not much I can add to my frame. And some people's body type is not, they just don't want to do that. They don't want to, obviously, yeah, I don't want to put on size. But so I look at it like it's a great opportunity. You know, now we have other divisions where it's like whatever's appealing. But I respect everybody in the gym. I love all the divisions. Everyone, there's a place for somebody. And you know what? If people outgrow it, they'll find something that works for their body and their body type. So going into when you started in the gym, we kind of looked at this before. You were more into powerlifting because I remember you were bench pressing, you were doing that, you got into powerlifting around like 16 years old. Were you just in
Yeah.
the time of the gym just trying to figure out how to train at all?
Yeah. So it was right after wrestling season and I kind of didn't have anything like to do besides work. So on my free time, I like to do something besides being home. So I went to the gym one day and then I saw this guy training a couple girls and I was like kind of curious because I didn't know how to do anything besides like my little Pinterest workouts I like screenshot. And then I just asked one of the girls like, does he charge? Like I kind of want to like learn to lift. And she was like, no. And then I asked him, I was like, hey, can you train me? And he was just like, yeah, the girls will let you. And they were like, I don't care. So then I literally went every single day. It got to the point where my trainer was like, Roxy, let's take weekends off. And I was like, okay, fine. But I love powerlifting and I was lifting with a lot older girls. So they were a lot stronger than me. So I always just like wanted to be like right there with them. And I got super into it. I loved powerlifting. I was actually really strong for how small I was. And then that kind of turned into like bodybuilding, I guess. Like I hired a nutritionist because I really wanted to put on some weight. And then I was already like powerlifting, lifting heavy, being super consistent. And then one of my friends was like, we should do a bodybuilding show. And at the time I was just like, yeah, why not? Like bucket list thing. Like, I don't really know what it's about. Sure. So I told my nutritionist and we went from like peak bulk to like cutting like a quarter or like 3/4 of my calories. I was eating like 1,500 overnight when I was eating like 4,000 because it was like such a short prep. And he's like, are you sure you can do it? And I'm like, yeah, why not? Like, whatever. I didn't know anything about bodybuilding at all, besides it was like a beauty pageant, like just showing your little muscles and like super cutie. And I was like, yeah, so fun. And then I literally had like a wake up, like a reality check when I competed. I was like, oh my God, this is not that, like, it is fun, but it's not like that, like hee ha ha. This is serious. So I thought I'd never compete after I did my first show, because for one, I feel like I didn't have a connection with my coach because he was a nutritionist. So I had never even sent him check-in pictures. He like saw what I looked like the day of the show on Instagram. Like and then after I just like could not stop eating. I literally gained like 20 pounds in a week. And I was just like, oh my God, I'm broken. And then I literally was like, this is the worst sport ever. I hate it. Blah, blah, blah. And then a couple like months later, once like, you know, you chill out and like food's not your entire life, I was like, well, let me like get another coach, like give it like a good like 14-week prep and like learn more about it, because I don't know anything. I don't follow anyone. Like I really did like how like disciplined you had to be. So at that show, I had seen this girl, her name's Julia. She's a pro. She's actually an Olympian. She doesn't compete anymore, but I had seen her and she was a figure girl. And I was like, oh my God, like you are like a goddess to me. I want to look like you and I have to have your coach. So I hired Alex, who's my current coach. And then we did a show. At that time I was 19. And like every year got a little better. But after that show, I had got surgery and I was just like, maybe I don't want to compete anymore. Like, you know, I looked a lot better than my first show for sure, but it's just like, it's not like all that for me right now. And I was in school, so there's just like a lot going on. And then this girl had reached out to me and was like, hey, like, in exchange for your platform, like I'll coach you for free, just lifestyle coaching. And then she ended up convincing me to do another show. And I was like, oh, so then I was like, honestly, I don't care. I'll just do it for funsies. And then I did it, and it was like the best placing I've ever done. But after, it was just like so much on my body. And then I had moved to Seattle, and I was like, I need to take, like, if I want to do anything with it, like I need to take a lot of time off. And then I was just like dealing with like a lot of health issues. At some point between that time, a doctor literally was like your blood work is showing like early signs of like it could be cancer. And I was like, oh my God, I'm gonna die.
Can I ask? Can I ask you something? You said you had to get surgery for something. What was the surgery for?
Oh, I was 19. I got a breast augmentation. It wasn't like anything serious. Yeah. And then so I thought I was like gonna die. And then I like reached out to my coach and I was like, hey, like I'm having a lot of health issues, and like this is like making me realize I really do want to be like super competitive. If I don't have cancer, which I'll find out in a couple weeks, I want to go full in and I want to be competitive. Let's start prep again. And I'm like down to do a cycle. And he was like, for one, you don't have cancer. You're going to be fine. So I'll talk to you in a couple weeks when you get your blood work back. And we started prep that August, or like off season that August. And then I like did a full growing season. It was like almost a year and a half, a little under 2 years. And then I started prep in July. And then we were just going to see how I looked lean. He was like, no pressure in this prep. We just kind of want to see what's under here after doing, you know, a couple cycles. And then I just like kept getting better every single show. And then I did amateur, which he didn't know I was going to do. We had talked about it briefly, but it was when I was at the airport to do battle bodies, where I was like, oh yeah. And then 2 days later I have amateur. And he's like, you have what? And I was like, yeah, I registered. And he was like, oh, okay, well, like, don't put too much pressure. Do not expect to get a pro card. Like, just go in there, have fun. You've never done like a national level show. Like, just literally have fun, Roxy. And then I was like, oh my God. I was telling my boyfriend, I was like, I think Alex is scared for me. Like, because he was pulling up pictures, like, this is what they're looking for, you know. And I was like, oh my God, maybe he doesn't think I'm ready. Oh my gosh, what did I do? And at that point, I was like, you know what? He's right. I'm going to just go have fun, have no expectations at all. And like, whatever happens, happens. Like, I wasn't even supposed to do a national show. Like, I literally was just going to see what I looked like. And then
I was going to ask, you know, we're talking about like what happened this year. So every show that you were doing as an amateur, you were first, second in your class and everything in your class. You hadn't won an overall yet. And so like this whole time, were you thinking, oh, I'm nationally qualified, but you know what? I don't think I can go to that show and, you know, be a contender to win. You waited for some time. So from 2021 to 2023, you took 24 off. So from
Yeah.
2021 to 2023, you're kind of like, let's see how I go. But you're kind of like, I think I can, like, I can do well at a regional, but national level, you didn't think at the time, or like, you're ready to go for it.
No, I like even when I was like younger, I feel like I was like qualified, but like I don't think I feel like I knew I wouldn't do well, so I was just like, and I also thought like the pro leagues would come at like my late 20s. I just thought it was like gonna take a long time for me to get there, so I was just like having fun, um, competing because I was like, I always like once you're pro, you're pro. You know what I mean? Like you can't
Yeah.
go back. So I was just enjoying being an amateur and like getting better each year. So even this year, I did not expect to do a national show at all. I was just in there for like just to see what I looked like and lined up. And we were not planning at all. So then when I did take second at amateur O and I was like super close, like, and the feedback was not to grow, it was literally come in tighter. I was like, well, I don't have to take another year to grow. Like, I just need to come in leaner. So then we decided to do nationals. And even when I told Alex, he was, again, pulling up all the pictures, he was like, are you sure, Roxy? Like, this is the biggest show of the year, blah, blah. And I was like, why not? Like, I've already, like, been in prep for so freaking long at this point. Like, I'm going to bring what they want me to bring. And if it's not good enough, then I'll just wait another year. Like, it's no biggie. I'm not in a rush to get a pro card. So then we nailed the look. I took the overall. And, yeah, but this year is the first year where, like, every single show, I took first place in my class, except for when I was doing wellness. At wellness, I was getting first and second. But bikini, every single show I took first this year.
And the one show that you won your overall, was that the one that paid for nationals for you?
The show I got overalls was Battle of Bodies and
Yeah.
or no, Ace of Stage. That was Ace of Stage, and no, they didn't pay for it.
Oh, darn. I was gonna
I
say
know.
like, there's some shows that do that. I was like, was that the reason why I was like gonna ask like, well, was that the reason we're going for nationals? Because I was thinking like, well, if she won the overall, like some shows, but not all, like do that. So it's like you were just like, let me see what I look at the national level show, like at the biggest one of the year. Because going in, I'm like, I look at you, and I remember seeing you at the Olympia briefly, and unfortunately, I didn't get to meet you. From a distance, I look at you, I'm like, she looks like a pro. Like I feel like she's ready to be a pro. But I tell you why. And it's good you mentioned how you started learning. You learned from Pinterest. I think that was kind of like me. We're just figuring out things. We're not always going to be like picture perfect on everything we do. Just what works for me, what can I do and then obviously like you said at the time you didn't know much about bikini, so you didn't have
Nothing.
someone to look at and go, how does that person train? Let me see what to do. You just saw someone in your gym and you're like, I want to look like that. So that's great that you've learned over time, and obviously you see that the levels to it. So it's over like 5 years of training in the gym and putting in the work, and you were ready. I think you had that mindset of, I could do, like, yeah, I can win, I can get first and second, but you're like, I want to be a contender to win. I don't want to go to a national show and do really bad. But your two national shows, so the amateur Olympia, you got second in the class, and the girl
Yeah,
that
it
won the
was
class,
Caitlin.
yeah,
Caitlin won.
Caitlin.
Yeah, I
Honestly,
was
she
so
had
happy
such an
for her.
amazing physique, and I thought
She
like,
does. I'm
yeah,
so excited for her debut.
and I'm excited for yours. So after that show, you're like, let me try do a couple more, and then you decided nationals.
Yeah, it
You
was
let your
the
coach
only
know for that one.
there was what?
Did you let your coach know that you were going to go for NPC nationals?
Yeah, so we talked about it because there was another one in the Caribbeans or something. I don't know. It was like the one right after amateur, and I was like, well, I don't want to go that far.
Yeah.
And I was just like, and everyone was just like, just do it. Like Caitlin actually was like, you should do nationals, Roxy. Like, I really think you can like get your pro card. And like I said, like my feedback the entire season was not to grow. Like they were like, your lower body's perfect, a little bit shoulder. That was like my biggest thing was my shoulders. So from amateur to like national, I was just like hitting laterals like crazy. And yeah, I was just like literally get tighter. Like so we dropped like almost 4 or 5 pounds from amateur to nationals to get
Oh wow.
stage lean.
Because I was actually going to show. I actually have two things pulled up. One is from NPC nationals, but also this when you were growing. But I was like, your growth and your rate. I don't know. Did you ever think you had like top tier genetics, or just you felt like it was
No.
more of your work ethic?
No, I just always was like, I don't know. I just like always trained. I never really thought about my genetics being like top tier or anything. I
Because when
also
I'm
just
seeing how
figured
you're
that I was
growing,
like,
that's like
yeah,
incredible. I'm like, Like, okay, you're
Yeah, I
getting
mean,
that foundation.
when I hired my nutritionist, I think I did it out of spite because my mom was like, "You can't last longer than 4 weeks with it," and I was like, "I'm gonna last months with it." So I was like so dedicated to prove her wrong that I literally would like wait till like 12 or 1 a.m. eating my food, getting it down with water. I was like, "I'm gonna do this like to prove you wrong." So I think that's why I like progressed so well.
Oh, because I was gonna say, with how you were doing everything, is that you kind of were like, how do I grow into the physique, and how do I like make it where it's like I can what I need to refine and what I need to bring up? Because so you were like, I'm gonna prove you wrong, and you said even this, and I just remember hearing you this. It just came up back to me. You were eating at like midnight or 1 in the morning just to get
Yeah,
food down.
yeah, because my calories were so high. I was like one of those people that were just like genetically tiny. Like all throughout like middle school, I was like 60 pounds, and then high school, I finally hit like 100, 105. Like I wrestled at, I was like the 100 pounder for my wrestling team. So I went from like 100, 105 my freshman to junior year to my senior year being 130. So within like a span of like a year, I gained like 30 pounds of like literally force feeding. Like I was eating like 4,000 calories. Like I literally could not gain weight for the life of me.
All
And
real food.
yeah, all real food. Because I used to eat like trash. Like I was like a hot Cheeto girl. I would like wake up like for school, get a Monster and like a bag of hot Cheetos for breakfast. Like it was so bad.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Regular monster or white monster?
No, regular. I didn't care about calories back then. That was like
Oh,
not a thing.
that's like over 100 grams, like 54 grams of sugar. Like,
Yeah, I didn't
oh,
even know anything. I was just like eating because it was so yummy. No, I would never touch that. But yeah, it was like I was just. I feel like when most of my things been like that I've like succeeded in was like mostly to prove to someone or to my mostly to myself that I can do it. Like
yeah.
it's just when you have like your eyes on something, like even like graduating high school with my associates, graduating with my bachelor's degree. Like I didn't really care for school. Like I just wanted to get the degree to say I had it. Like I was just like, oh yeah, yeah, like, I graduated. Like woohoo! What's next?
Yeah. I mean, is that kind of what, like, for having the pro card? But no, you kind of looked at it like, I can make something out of this, and be something, going to the next level. Did you kind of look at getting the pro card as that, or you kind of felt like it was just a goal? Because I think a lot of people young, they're
Um,
like, they see having a pro card like as an end goal versus, okay, like
I
I look at it like for you and being 22 years old, I look at it like I got it. It's out of the way. It's not so stressful. Versus when you're in your late 20s or 30s, you have a time frame. Now you're young. You have a time frame, and you can do a lot with this. And be in the sport for such a long time. So that's why I kind
I
of look
just
at the advantage of you getting your pro card at 22. So I think actually you're the youngest. Lauren Miller, she won the overall in 2017. So I think she's. Let's see. I think she's 22 years old, but yeah, I think she's 22. Yeah, she's my age, so 22 years old. So 8 years ago,
yeah,
almost.
I
But
feel
you're the
like
youngest, probably next to her as well.
yeah, I just think that because I didn't really have it in my cards so young, like I really was. I think I made a YouTube video at the beginning of the year where I was like, I'm not even shooting for a pro card. Like that's like 26, 27-year-old Roxy's goals. I think because there was not that like pressure of like
Mm.
getting a pro card this year. Like my season was easy until I did amateur O, and I realized that like I did want to get it that like this year, and then it was just like I I wanted to get it out of the way. So then
Yeah,
and then I got it, and like for prejudging, it was just like when I like held center, I like ran off stage like crying. I ran to my boyfriend. I was like, "Oh my god, I did it! Like I got my pro card. Like I'm pretty sure I got it. There's no way I didn't get it." And like I just remember like up like a week prior to it, like I had a lot of doubt in a way because I just felt like people like me that come from places like Sunnyside and like grow up in like as a first generation, like, and especially in a town where bodybuilding is not a thing, like people like me don't do things like this. Like it's very strange even for my mom to be like, oh yeah, like my daughter does this, like, and it was just like so like rewarding to like know that I could do it. And like I talked to my therapist about it like a week coming up to the show, and I was just like, I'm just so scared that like maybe I'm not meant to do something like this. And she was just like, but you are, like you're already doing it, like you did so well at amateur O, and like you're living the lifestyle, you know you can do it, like the judges have already told you can do it, like you know you can do it, like so then she had me like practice a couple exercises of like just being super positive. So I had for a long time I didn't think I could ever win an overall. So then she was just like, you prove to yourself that you can. So like put up your like crown and like belt somewhere where you can see it every single day and remind yourself you can do things like this. So I did. I like put in my restroom. I saw it every single day. So when I like won, it just felt like so much relief. I was just like, oh my God, I can win something like this. And then I got it. And then I was like, oh, okay, like this is it. Like now I have to get ready for like a debut, and that's going to be even harder. So like when I took the overall, it just was like, oh, like I kind of knew I was going to get it. I don't know how to explain it. Like you're just like, you feel so sure. And like, I feel like I felt so confident with like my package, my posing, like my presentation that like I just felt really secure about like winning the whole thing.
I mean, when I look at this, you definitely look well balanced. If I was looking at previous photos, I felt like you were, because you were in wellness, you were like lower body, your lower body was bigger than your upper body, but it feels like
Yes.
you brought that all up. So what were you doing differently in training and from just to like be more focused on bikini versus wellness? And was your feedback from Battle of the Bodies or Sasquatch where it's like, I think you should do bikini, or was it Tyler saying, which one do you think you're better at?
Yeah. So coming up, like in prep, we were solely focused on wellness. Like I swore on everything I was a wellness queen. I was like, I know I am. Like, look at me. I'm literally wellness. And I think it was like 4 or 5 weeks out from Battle of Bodies. My coach was like, hey, like, let's cross compete you. Like, let's just see where you're at. And I was just like, are you freaking kidding me? I was doing 4 leg days a week for you to tell me I'm small and I have to do bikini. It literally felt like a slap in the face. I was like, oh my God. And I literally, like, I had texted my boyfriend, I texted my best friend. I was like, Alex thinks I'm small. Like, he's telling me to do bikini. But I, of course, trusted him and was like, you know what? I actually don't care. Like, I'll just do it and just, like, you know, they're gonna say I'm wellness. So then I do Battle Bodies. And then Tyler was just like, literally gave me not much. He was like, well, you look good in both. Do you put on muscle easy? Because you could do wellness if you like want to take your time, or just like stop training your legs and do bikini. So then I was just like, okay, well that didn't give me much. So then we just kept cross competing, and every like week I was obviously getting smaller and smaller and smaller, and like I was just fitting more into bikini. So that's why for amateur I only did bikini because I knew I had a better chance, and like those girls are stallions. I did not want to get spanked up there. I was like, there's no way. So yeah, I just did it, and we coming up to nationals, we kind of stopped focusing so much on like quads and more glutes and a lot of shoulders. Oh my God, shoulders
Okay.
was like my number one priority.
Yeah. I was gonna say, like, was the person from the Better of the Bodies the one who won the overall there? Did she win the pro overall at the amateur? Was that the same person or totally different?
Uh, for wellness, yeah, she
Yeah.
won the overall for the amateur Olympia. Yeah, she's insane. Oh my God, she looks so good.
Like Janet's got to start promoting that fact, like, hey, people who win my show or people who do well at my
Right.
show do very well at the. I'm just saying that would help
Yeah,
her.
she has like, well, she has me, Caitlin, me, her. I think her name's Oriana. Yeah, I'm pretty sure a couple of the girls that did her show turned pro.
Yeah, that's awesome. So
Yeah.
that's what you did differently. So can I ask you, what was your lightest and your heaviest when you started to what you are
So
now?
my peak off season weight is 150 or was 150. I don't know if I'll ever touch that again. And then I stepped on nationals at 110.
In your class C or class D?
I was D. I'm 5'3" ish.
E class is the 5'4", so that's the most competitive class. So, I mean, my friend Skylar, when she turned pro in 2018 at the Junior USA, she's the same as you, like with the height class. And I definitely think when you get into the more like mid, like that class B, C, D, like C, D, E, or like those are probably like the more competitive ones. So, I mean, for you to do very well at that level and to like do well, especially at the amateur level and even in the nationals, it's truly amazing. It's truly remarkable. I have a lot of questions to ask for you, and you ready for this? But I'm
Yes.
happy we kind of got a synopsis and learned from you. So, you said that you came from a background that was like hard to get by. So you said you're one of like 9 kids. Which one are
Yeah, my
you?
mom has 9 kids. I am. I'm in the middle. So I have a twin sister. Me and her share the middle.
Oh, okay.
So my mom had nine kids, 6 girls, 3 boys, and they range from the youngest is 10 and the oldest is 30.
Oh, wow.
Same parents.
So are you a fraternal twin or identical?
We're fraternal, but we look very, very similar.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know if I could find a picture of her on here, but
You might actually. I'm getting her into. I'm coaching her for fit model.
oh wow.
Yeah. So if you go a little bit higher, uh,
This is all the
let's see. She
videos.
did. Oh, maybe a little. Go a little lower. Down. 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 Where is it?
Here's you and Tiana.
November. Oh yeah. It was in November, so that's even lower, lower. Okay, right there. Go up. Sorry. A little bit more. Higher. Higher, higher, higher. Right there. That picture of me with all those girls.
This one?
Yeah,
This
that
one?
one. Yeah. So
Is there?
the second, yeah, that's my twin sister, and she has a baby.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So she's gonna be 3 soon. So she almost has a 3-year-old.
I was gonna say she kind of like the face. I can see it a bit. Oh wow! I didn't. So who was okay? Who was born first?
She was born first. Yeah, by 15 minutes. And in high school, she was a cheerleader.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
And so you were a wrestler, and then was anyone else in any other sports as well?
No, not really. We were like the only ones that kind of did sports until my little brothers went into school, because we were not like, all of us were kind of raised differently, and we were kind of just like, my mom was very very vocal about us choosing our like lives for ourselves. So she didn't really care if we did well in school. She didn't care if we worked, did sports. Like, she actually didn't want us to do sports at all. She wanted us to like come home or go to work. Like, there was like no in between. So when we decided to do sports, it was like, okay, you guys can do the sports, but I'm not helping you guys with anything at all. And like, she was actually not very supportive at all about me doing wrestling. She never went to any matches at all. So it was like kind of like growing up, and like even now it's just like whatever I do, I mostly do it. I always do it for myself, but I never expect anyone to show up.
Yeah, I mean, you were kind of like, I think she was kind of like, whatever you do in life, you go for it, but only support it if you believe in what you're doing. So when she initially started bodybuilding, she was like, she didn't like it. She didn't like the
No,
exposure.
she hated me being so skinny. Oh my gosh, she was like,
oh, is it not? It had nothing to do with getting on stage. She just didn't like how you were getting small.
yeah, it was like me, like how I looked physically. She was like, you look sick, like you look like, because we're Mexican, so like if you go to a Mexican household, like they want to feed you, like you have to be well fed. And like, she loves me having full cheeks and stuff, so seeing me with like diet face or like being any like smaller, she's just like, you look like, she was also did not use the nicest words ever. She was like, you look disgusting, you look malnourished, you look anorexic, and like kind of was like super negative, to the point where I was just like, okay, I don't even want to like discuss my prep with you, because you don't understand. Now she's a lot different. She's a lot more supportive. Like when I did national, she was like, oh, like tuve una vela para ti. Like she had a candle lit for me, like wishing me good luck. And she seemed really proud. She was posting me all over Facebook. So that was kind of sweet, because I felt like she didn't really like, well, for one, she didn't really know what I was doing, but it was like nice that she was kind of keeping tabs. Obviously, like my sister's letting her know like my steps and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like as you're doing well and you're successful initially, then parents don't like it at first, and then as you see you're successful at it, and it's like you have a passion for it. It's like, oh, you can make a career out of this. Like, all right, I support you in that. But feeding you a lot, that's kind of like my family when they're Egyptian. Like they'll feed you, they'll overfeed you. It's like,
Yeah.
I can't. And if you don't eat what they want, they're like. But it's like,
Yeah.
you need to understand, I'm dieting. Like, I need to like run a good 40 a time. I need to like. I
Yeah,
have
they
to
don't
make
understand
weight
at
for
all.
for
And then they're like,
classic.
just a
Yeah.
little bit doesn't hurt, like just a little bit. And I'm like, no, I literally cannot taste any of this.
I mean, every parent wants what's best for their child. I feel like this was great that you have this avenue and that you're doing something that you truly love and you're passionate about. Because you said, yeah, I had a goal to attain and I graduated school, but it's like career wise, you're just like, I'm not sure. But like, if I find something I love to do, I can make a career and a life out of it. And you're definitely doing that right now. And I definitely see you doing this for a very long time in the sport. So, um, you just competed as a you kind of, I feel like we answered this question. You competed as a like for fun, and then all of a sudden became a passion. So we talked about how you learned to train in the gym. So you found I had YouTube, IG, Pinterest, but you said Pinterest, so that kind of answered that. Let's see here. So now that you are a pro, what do you see? Like, you've never been outside of a top two in any show. So going into your first ever, like, into the pro league, you might have those shows where you may not be in the first call out, second call out. It's going to be all about how you take and what you can do to respond, especially going into the pro league. So that being said, how is your mindset going from amateur to now pro level?
I feel like because I didn't really have super high expectations as an amateur, I don't have, especially for my first year, I don't have like the highest expectations for my pro debut. I feel confident. I really do feel confident. And maybe I'm biased, but I really do like my physique, and especially the physique I brought for nationals. And I know with like what I've been doing and like what I'm trying to build this off season, I know it's going to be even better for my debut. So I feel really confident. I obviously feel scared because I feel like I'm a guppy swimming with the sharks. So it is a little scary, but I just want to have fun. I just want to see where I line up. I'm really excited to like stand next to like Olympians and like really competitive bodybuilders. Like I'm just excited for the challenge and just like seeing what my feedback is for my pro debut. Like I just want to know what I need to bring to be competitive at a pro level.
Yeah, no, that's a really good mindset, because I feel like, a lot of people go into the like, well, I want everything. I kind of said this in my fit model preview. It's like I'm the best. I want Anaheim. I want Santa Fe. I miss USA. And then I did my first pro show, and I got the hell kicked out of me.
Yeah.
It's like, it's like you want everything as an amateur. Now it's like it's going to be totally different when a pro. Like, some people right away can be a true freshman, like go right away, compete, make top 5, top 3, and then qualify. But now it's like you have to win 2 shows, so now it's
Yeah.
going to be more challenging. So your whole thoughts on the whole point system, and do you see yourself doing something like later in the year, like around summertime, or kind of
I
like
I'm
towards
like
May?
at this I'm trying to like beg my coach to put me in. I really, really want to do Vancouver Pro. For
Oh,
one,
okay.
it's really close. It's like 3 hours. But for two, that's my boyfriend's last show. And it'd just be kind of nice to like do my first show with like home judges, because I know a couple of the Washington and Oregon judges will be judging that one. But my coach really wants me to do Sasquatch, which is like the last show of the season. And I don't know, like I just feel like at that point I might as well just wait for next year, only because like I would like to have like a shot to qualify, even though it just seems like a little far fetched and like unrealistic. But like I don't know, like you just never know. Like people have done it before, like why not? Like, you know?
Yeah. So Vancouver's going to be, I think, early July, middle of
Um
July,
End of July. It's like
end
July
of July.
26th.
Okay, yeah, that's normally around that time. And then Sasquatch will be a qualifier for 27,
Yeah, and
because the
that one,
cutoff is going to be in August.
yeah, that one's like September. So it just is like the last shows before like
The
I don't know.
Olympia.
Yeah.
'Cause the Olympia's come in earlier this year, which,
Yeah,
it
it's
hasn't
September.
been since
Actually, you're right.
2019. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, you're right. It's not even a show for this year. So I don't know. Like part of me just, even though maybe like I go in there and I get spanked, like maybe I do one show and I'm out. But like, I don't know, like you always like hear stories of like, I don't know, like, I don't know what you would call it. It's not like a one hit wonder. It's like like you go in and you're like a dark horse. Like you just like what if I'm one of those? Even though like I don't think I will be, but like you just never know. And like it's been done before. So like why not believe that maybe you can?
Yeah, I
Even
mean,
though like if I'm being realistic, like I'll probably not. But a girl can dream.
listen, you're making an effort, and I like that. Yeah, some people are just like, I don't think I'm ready, but I'm like, if you win an overall and you can do well, you can go into any level. And I'm not just saying that because you're here, but I feel like, and I'm not trying to put that pressure, like, oh, you won the overall, you can be like no, like if you know you're ready for this, you're ready for this. I mean, Vancouver, most likely Ashley K will be doing it. So a 3-time Miss Olympia champion could be there. It's like
She's
I get
been
to go
beat
against the
before.
best. Yeah.
I know she is the best, but like I just always think about like everyone can be beat, and I don't know. Obviously, politics sometimes play a role, but like I don't know. Like I just feel like obviously she's like one of the best in the world. I mean, like literally, but she's been beat before. I mean, why not?
Listen, if you could beat Ashley, you can win the Olympia. I mean,
Right.
everyone is beatable. There's nobody that's like dominant. There's nobody that's like
Yeah.
has had a reign since 2018. I think the last time we had a reigning undefeated champion was Angelica, but that's been a long time. But and she won 2017 winning the Arnold and then winning all the shows she did and then wins the Olympia and then does the same thing in 2018 and it gets more competitive every year. So I mean, you're going against you're going like a lot of top girls, and I'm hoping Vancouver does so well with the lighting this year. The
Oh
past
my
couple of
god.
years, it's been when they had that dark backdrop in 19, everybody looked good.
Yeah.
2018 when it was Ashley and Jen facing off, I was like, okay, everybody looks so good here. I hope
Yeah.
they can fix that, but it's a
That's where
great show
my
to do.
Yeah, that's where my boyfriend got his pro card. So he really wants to hit that one. I
Yeah.
can't remember what the backdrop was, but I would like to do that one just because I actually like that show. The last couple years that we've gone to watch it, it's like it's really good. Like it's really really good, especially the men's
Yeah.
bodybuilding. I think last year was like crazy. So they put on a really good show. But that would be so cool to do. And to stand next to her, especially because I watched her give one of the interviews and she was like, "Oh, I'll be curious to see what she looks like next to pros." So, surprise! Imagine I get to stand next to her for my first one. She'll be able to like stand next to me.
That's
So I don't know. I
awesome.
just think it's so cool, and I love, I love just like thinking about like the future and like I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, that's a great point. What I'm trying to say is like you go in, it's like going in is like I'm happy to be here. This is my debut. Hey, look, this is one of the best here. You know what?
Yeah,
I'm gonna have to face her when I get to the Olympia. I'm gonna have to face her anyways. I mean,
yeah, and I
you
feel like
you
everyone just gets so scared, and like you're gonna have to face them eventually, like the best of the best. You might as well just do it now.
yeah. I mean, this whole time that you've been doing this, you're always saying I'm a contender to win, and you have that belief. It's not to sound like arrogant or cocky. It's just like I have that belief that I'm a contender to win, and I can do well at the highest level. And obviously, you've worked for this for years. You've built the physique. You've, got the training down. You got the nutrition out. So you figured out what works and what is best for you. So when you went to your first Olympia for the first time this past year, I kind of wanted to talk about that. So you did the amateur. So then you decided to hang around at the expo and then you went to the finals. So seeing that finals, did you take that as like, looking at the athletes, looking at the top 10 and you're like, this is what they look like. This is what I need to work like, or did you look at
Yeah.
it like,
So
you know what, one day I want to
prior
be on that final stage?
Yeah, the I feel like the Olympia was like the first time, like I kid you not, the first time I actually learned the bikini athletes and like saw like the division, like what it was about, and like for the longest time ever, I only followed wellness queens, like forever, like Franchiel, Issa, like all of them. I was like, this is like the blueprint for me, and just seeing it all in person, seeing Maureen, seeing Ashlyn, um, like Jazzy, I was like, oh my god, like this is it. This right here. And then like just the whole presentation itself, like Maureen's like for one, she's like the sweetest being ever, but like the grace she has on stage, it's just beautiful. And like it just made me like more excited to be in the category. Like I was like, okay, I'll stay here. Like this is I could see it now.
Yeah. Yeah. So that goes to my next question. Of all the girls in that top 10, I'll want me to name it for you, but okay, starting from Ariana, she's going to be out because she's expecting. So you have Maria Acosta, Vanya August, you have Evie Escandar, Laura Lee, Ashley Kay, Amy Delgado, Jazzy Gonzalez, Ashlyn Little, and Maureen. Of all those girls at the highest level, who do you see yourself comparing to or compared with?
Oh my. um I
I
don't
can
know.
narrow it down with height. I can narrow it down with the height. I
I feel like
think
it'd
you're
be just
close to
so
you. Go
exciting
ahead.
to like stand next to all of them. But when I look at physiques and like I put myself next to one, I feel like I she's gonna see this and she's gonna be like, "Girl, no." But like I see like myself growing into like a Jazzy physique, or like just like the way she's structured and stuff. It's like beautiful. And I love like Ashlyn and I love Marines, and it's just like they have so much density, but like, and so does Jazzy, but like I just love the way that she looks, and I feel like we have similar, maybe we don't, and she's gonna be like, no girl, we don't, but like I feel like we have like kind of similar like builds, and I feel like I would love to just like honestly stand next to all of them. I don't know, I would love to just see where I like how I compare. I don't think I have like one where I'm like, I want to stand right next, like I want to stand next to all of them. I want to see what I look like next to all of them.
Right, let me see, Jazzy, and I can kind of see it with yours. She's I think she's just a little bit taller than you, so she is a about 5'4".
Yeah.
So let me see here, Jazzy.
You're gonna compare them and you're gonna be like, no, Roxy, that is not it.
I can see, like, I can kind of see it. Is I don't know if it's the hair, but like her torso to like how her glute insertions to like posing presentation. This was the Spain show she did. Here we go. I can see it's you have a similar type physique to her. It's similar, but not exactly the same. Like those are two different words.
Yeah.
It's very similar.
Yeah.
But I can see it.
More like the front shots in the back. Her back is crazy. I love it. But or like another one I would love to just like stand next to with what's her name? She hasn't Dory? Jennifer.
Jen?
I love her physique too. Yeah. Hers is so tea.
Jen. I'm hoping she comes back.
I know. Like I love her physique. Her physique is so good.
I can see with your frame. I can see the similarities. Like Jazzy and Jen kind of have like almost the same frame. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I think that's the physique type. Evie's shorter with longer torso. Maria's 4'11", so she's kind of on the shorter frame, but she has great glutes.
So I would say them, but I don't think I don't know how to do well, but I would love to stand next to them. I love their physiques, and I admire all of them.
What about Amy? Amy Delgado.
Oh my god, I love her too. Oh my god, her glutes are so crazy. I think
that you're almost like I think you're almost like the top 4 girls, like almost similar. Like yeah, like I said, it's almost similar to them. Yeah, they almost have like the same height. Ashley's 5'5".
It's more in the front. I need to really work on my back, but like I can kind of if I squint really hard, see it in the front pose.
I'm trying to remember, she did the Spain show last.
Yeah, I think she's gonna do really well at the Arnold, so I'm really excited.
Let me see here. Is it this one? Yeah.
Yeah, she looks so good. Oh my gosh.
And that's what I'm thinking. I mean, we're going to have our fit model show, but I honestly think it's like a physique type that people line with. So I definitely look at you and I definitely think your physique type almost, like I said, it's almost similar to this. I'm not just saying that, but I kind of like, you have longer, like a little longer torso, not like really long, like a Janet or Laura Lee, but
yeah, I look at them and I'm like, oh my god, I need to go hit more glutes because their density is insane. But I'm working on it. I'll be excited to just like be next to them. What did that guy say? Oh, there's a men's physique guy that said that it's a privilege to stand next to them. That's how I feel next to all of them. Like it'd be a privilege to actually stand next to them.
I could see it definitely, and I can definitely see the similarities right here.
Yeah,
like you have wider shoulders, but I definitely will say it's in the back. You have great tie-ins, by the way. Like that's pro level. But obviously, I think for you, it's just the muscle density that you need to bring up.
Glute, outer glute. And
yeah, I can see that. Just more upper glute right here.
Yeah. So I don't know.
This is a great front. But I feel like the front matches the back.
Mm-hmm.
You're definitely going to be a threat to a lot of people. I definitely see that in you.
Yeah, I'm just so excited to like be up there. I'm like, I really do feel like it would be a privilege to stand up to or stand next to any of those top 10. All
right. So I'm going to ask you about your boyfriend right now. So he's a men's physique pro. Is he in the gym with you? Does he push you? Does he help you along your prep in the journey?
We tend not to work out together.
Okay.
We do it sometimes for like shoulders. When I was trying to build my shoulders, we worked out together. We usually are there at the same time. But no, we don't work out together. I feel like I don't like to be told what to do. And in prep, I just have a really short temper. So like if he corrects me, and even if he's right, I'll be like, how dare
is he
you?
there?
Yeah, he's there. But yeah, I mean, he keeps me motivated because like I see his physique and I see like the hard work he does, and I'm just like, he's like his first year, he got third at battle, and then he got fourth at Sasquatch his rookie year, and like I think that's insane for like his rookie year to like get those high placings, and I mean, I know he's gonna get qualified this year, so I'm so excited for him. But I look at him and I'm just like, I want to be at your level, but like obviously like the female side, and like yeah, I like look at how hard he trains, and I'm like, okay, I need to go harder because every session without fail he like gives it all, and I'm like, okay, he's like a Tiana, like every session.
So Tiana and you are both the same age. When you were coming up, this was a question I had. I've actually got, we're actually get to when you saw her coming up. She turned pro at 18 years old.
Mm-hmm.
One day after high school graduation. Did you know of her? Or did you know of her when you were 18, or you kind of saw
No,
her within the last couple of years, and you're like, who's that pro? Or like, I want to train with that one, and she trains hard. Did you ever
yeah.
see there as like a way for? Did you guys ever train with each other, like so that you can push each other and she pushes you?
So I met her literally, I think it's only been like 1 year, like a full year that I've known her. And I've known of her for like maybe two. And I always thought she was like crazy, like the most good, like the best way possible crazy. And like I had always watched her videos of her training. And like I just can't explain how strong she is. Like I just know if she was to do like the way she trains, I don't think anyone can comprehend her being like a buck 20, single leg RDLing up like her body weight. And like if she like even her every single lift, I kid you not, I'll lift with her and I'm like, that's your warm up. That's like my working set. And like I've always thought I was a strong person until I met Tiana, and I was like, okay, I'm weak. But like the like just wrapping my head around like the way she trains and the passion she has for this sport, unmatched. I've never met anyone that trains like her. So when I train with her, like I love it because no one has ever pushed me the way she does.
Trying to find when you two were together. Was it okay? I think I passed
It was
it.
more
Right
recent.
there. It was one of our one recent. Okay.
Yeah, it was probably a lot higher.
Oh, we got this one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she looks so good right now. Oh my gosh. This package is going to be insane at the Arnold.
And you're going to the Arnold, right?
Yes, I will be there.
I fly in on Thursday. I'm gonna when I settle into the place at around 3. I'm gonna be at the hotel to pick up my media pass and my Ultimate Expo. But I'm also gonna be at the Meet the Athletes. I guarantee everyone's gonna care about the open men and they're gonna care about Sam. I'm gonna be there talking to the
With
girls
Diana.
and interviewing them. Yeah, and Tiana. But this is her
Yeah.
first one, and she's also doing the Arnold UK. But I mean,
Yes.
her work ethic. When I had her on, just learning when her coming from an eating disorder to like what she is now, like I will tell you this: just having you, having Aisha, and having her on, I'm hoping to have eventually, if I can get in contact with Devin and as well as the forgot who that other girl was that was 22 years old, but it's probably going to come to me. But like I see you guys, it's like you guys are dedicated, you guys are disciplined. Like you're the type of girls and athletes that almost any coach wishes they had because they do everything to a T. They don't miss a meal. They don't skip it. Oh yeah, actually no, I did have her, Abby Medina. So I haven't had Devin on, but I'll try to reach out to her as well. But I look at that era, I'm like, okay, these are the people that are going to carry this division forward. But
Yeah.
wow, over a year, like this was off
Oh
season,
yeah, that's when
obviously.
we met.
But
That was our first time we ever met each other. That
oh
picture.
wow,
That was like me peak bulk and her peak bulk. I think she weighed like a buck 30.
really? I mean, I
And I was
think
like
you.
150.
So you're not going to go past 150. That's like your number, or you could feel like you're going to go lower in off seasons. Now
I
you're not going to
can
go
go. I
past.
was not supposed to go past 130, and I'm already like 133. So my coach was not super happy with me, but I'm trying to like be good. But it's so hard. Um, yeah, I can't go past like probably 135 because I cannot drop another 40 pounds for a prep.
But I
It's so
mean,
hard.
you're. I mean, so you're going to start prep soon. And I look at what's like you know, if you did mess up, let's say, okay, you have some time. You just got to like have a little. It just takes a lot of discipline. But I definitely
Yeah,
think when you like I said, you want something. It's like
yeah.
that. Nothing's gonna stop me from getting that. Like
Once
you want
like
something
prep
in life.
starts and it's like
Yeah.
you're starting, I'm locked in. Like nothing can get me. Like you cannot pay me enough money to get off my game and like checking my boxes. But in the off season, I fold like a chair. If someone's like, "Let's go," I'm like, "I'm gonna be in prep soon. Why not?"
Mm.
I'm not
All
the
right.
best person to look up to in the off season.
All right. So can I ask you something? When you changed your coaches and you said at one point you wanted to stop, were you thinking like, you know, this wasn't healthy for me, or like I just want my health back, or you didn't like how you looked at the show? What was kind of the
I
reason
think
why?
the reason was that I feel like I didn't have like really good self control. Like I feel like I was really disciplined until it came like post
Post show,
shows and
yeah.
stuff. And like every year, obviously, it got a little better. But I feel like because I'd never thought like of me being like a national athlete or like pro athlete, like it was just kind of like, well, this is fun, but like I can't be going in these spirals. So like every time I'd be like, I'm done. It'd just be like, I think the prep itself would be like too much for me. And I just didn't know how to like have a balance. But now I feel like I have the balance. And even like my last show, I like did a good reverse. So, yeah, I feel like it just over time gets better. And also just like being educated and understanding. I didn't have the education about bodybuilding, like reversing, like nothing at all. None of my coaches or like my coach, my first coach never said anything about it. So I just feel like over time you obviously become wiser and understand it better. But yeah, I think also I was just always so busy. Like I was in school. I just graduated last year, so I have always worked like a lot of jobs and just always on my toes, just trying to figure out what's next. So I just always was like, well, bodybuilding's probably not like realistically like my career at the time.
Yeah. But then you were like always making time for the gym. You were always still making time for the gym and like training and doing cardio, right?
Yeah, I would always, yeah, that I always made time for. I loved being strong and like pushing myself. And it really is like an outlet, just like being better every week.
Yeah. I mean, so then when you got with your new coach and you do check-ins every week where it's like you weren't doing that before. You're just looking at a picture of IG. And it's like that wasn't really like ideal. Like it could be changed
Mhm.
or anything like that. So you have a coach that's like really like, okay, check in with me at this day, send it before 1 p.m. So that would help you out. And that was you now you had someone who's more serious and more like, okay,
Yeah.
yeah, more
I
serious, yeah.
Yeah, and I also think you have to like really trust and also look up to who your coach is because I feel like I see Alex and I see him almost like a mentor and like a father figure. So like not doing well or like not checking in, I feel like I'm letting him down. So I'm just like, okay, like so I feel like if you have like someone who like you're cool with and it's not like someone you necessarily look up to, it's like hard to like almost like take them serious. I feel like from like my past experience with my other two coaches. So having someone like Alex, it's like I want him to know I'm serious and I don't want to waste his time. And also he doesn't really coach anymore. So like he's doing so many other things that like coaching is not his priority. So he really would not care if I like stayed or not.
Yeah. All right. And that was good. Like you had someone like that's actually looking out for you and that's someone that's like can help you take you along with the prep. So one of my questions was, I mean, this is a full disclosure, but I do have a disclosure every video, but when you decided to like, okay, take it more seriously and then decide to start your first cycle, were you hesitant at first? Were you kind of thinking, oh, well, okay, but would you look everything up or did you kind of just trust your coach at first?
I feel like for the first three shows or three seasons I did, I was always like, I'm gonna stay natural forever. And then after like and I think it was more because like where I grew up, bodybuilding wasn't a thing. I didn't have anyone to ask any questions. So when I moved to Seattle and I met bodybuilders and I asked questions to everyone and I did my own research, I was just like, I am like, I want to be competitive and like, I know it's gonna take for me anyways. Like I just felt like I was in it for a long enough time where I was ready to take that step. I had already competed 3 seasons. I felt like I did my time as a natty, and I didn't really care for the title. Like I was just like, eh. And my coach is very conservative on PD, so like I knew I was gonna be okay. And he's very, very like educated on everything. He educates me. He makes me feel like secure about like what I'm taking, how much, and he's very conservative about doses, and he just like overall cares about my health. And this is kind of why he doesn't want to put me in quite yet, because he's like, you put your body through a lot the past 7 months, so yeah.
Yeah. And that's cool that you said that you were getting blood work done. So how old were you? Like you were winning these shows, getting first and second place, and all as a natty. Was it until this year, or was
Yeah,
it?
this is I. Yeah, this is my first year. First cycle was this year, or like 2025, and then I competed 2025.
Okay, so I'm happy you said that and you mentioned it because I feel like people do want to know that thing first before anything else, before they even built it. That's like I see this a lot with with these new generation. It's like, what drug should I take? It's like, have how long you've been training and stuff. It's like that's the first
Yeah,
thing. Like, well, those things don't matter. That should be the fourth thing. It should be your diet, your training, your diet, your training, your sleep. That should be the fourth and like probably the last thing. But so I'm happy that you actually had those before, and then you're like, okay, then decided, because I'm hoping people see this. And I get it with like the whole like they want that instant gratification, they want that, you know, Gymshark, dark sport, whatever. But it's like they built, like I look at you where you built a physique for a long time, you trained for a long time, and then you
and
decided,
also drugs are
okay,
really
decided
like a
because
magic pill.
yeah, that's what a
So
lot of
like,
people think. They think it's such a magic pill, and I mean, it's crazy that when people think we see it. If people are DNP and it's like there's no safe way to do it. And it's like, well, they
yeah,
could discipline. And now we have peptides and stuff, and that's great. I like that there are, but it's how you train, it's how you recover, how you
yeah,
sleep. All that has to be like working before, like nothing works unless you do. And I always tell people that like wait longer. I mean, okay, you built it, you built yourself for a long time. So that was, so I say what you did is pretty good. Although sometimes I would say mid 20s, or maybe when you're in your 30s, that's a better decision. But for you, you're like, I could do this. I've done it for a long time. I've won everything as a natural. And I mean, you were in wellness as a natural and you were doing pretty well.
yeah,
But obviously to go into like the national level show to a pro level of, you know, you have to take that step, but there's a way of doing it and not overdoing it. And so where you
yeah.
get the
And
side effects and all.
yeah, and like you said, you need to have all of those things lined up before, or like, yeah, before you like decide to go to the next step, because there's really no point of taking anything if you don't even have your diet down, let alone your training. So it's just like pointless to let your body digest or like take all these things and like you don't even have the other things aligned, and you're not going to get the results you want because you're not doing all those things.
Yeah. But also, you know, everybody's genetics are different. And I know people don't like to hear that word. I say that and only because it's like this word is like genetics. Some people's response and
Yeah,
like some people are hyper responders. Some people can, it only, like I said, it's a performance enhancing, which means it helps you recover, perform better gym, do better lifts, have better endurance. That's all it does. In addition to everything else, like supplements, like I could talk about pre-workout. I could talk, like I will tell you, it can help you in addition to training. Like for instance, if I had protein powder, it's like a convenience. Like if I don't have to, you were eating real food. You're eating real. And I asked you that question. I'm like, I'm hoping she's not like when she was trying to gain weight was no mass gainers and stuff. To
oh,
me, I'm
like
like,
a
weight
dirty,
gainers are a waste of time. And
yeah,
I was always telling like eating real food, cooking your food. Like I have protein as like a convenience because I have electric stove in my apartment. It's slow to cook eggs. So I'm like, okay, what's more convenient that can help? And obviously letting my coach know, hey, can't always have eggs, and like peeled eggs, it's a pain in the butt to buy them in the store. And so it's just like I just look at things as convenient. Like everything that you've done is it's in addition to your training, in addition to, you know, doing everything. So one question I'll get off of it. So one question I have to ask is what was like your starting dose? What was the things you started when you were started with your coach at the beginning of 2025? And when do you turn 20, and when did you turn 22?
August. So my
Okay.
birthday's August 27th. Yeah. I don't remember the exact dose, but it was an 8 week cycle. It was probably like 5 or 10 of Anavar. And then yeah. we didn't go any higher than that. Throughout the cycles I did, I think I did 3, and on my third one I started prep. And it was like 8 weeks on. I can't remember if it was 4 or 8 weeks off, but you'd get on, off, and then yeah,
Okay. It was just Anavar, nothing else.
yeah, or and then cleanse.
Okay, that's not bad. And how much was the clan?
Oh, I don't remember.
I don't think I can do. I think my coach has me. I think between 30 to 60.
Yeah,
Because anything more than that, I have like crazy heart rate. So that and I get anxiousness. So
yeah,
I'd let him take notes. He's like, okay, we're gonna do 80, and I like we did 80 for him. Like, Coach Jay, like if I'm like I don't have it's early morning, I'm doing fasted cardio, yes, but if it's like throughout the day and I'm not doing cardio, I can't do it. So at least you're doing things safer, and it's like like how response and obviously taking notes and collecting data, and that's great. So you're doing things right. You're not going too far. You're not adding in anything else, because if that's all you need, I always say less is more. If that's all you
yeah.
need, I mean, that's you don't need to. It's everything
I
else
feel
is
like
unnecessary.
overall, it helped me preserve my muscle.
Yeah.
I mean, you can only put on so much muscle with Anavar, but yeah, I couldn't handle a lot of cleanse either because I'm already an anxious person, so there'd be moments where I'd take it and I feel like I was gonna vomit. I'm like, oh my god, or like I'm like something's wrong.
Yeah. Well, that's good. It's good that you kind of like were being conservative, because I think people will take it further and they'll get the sides, and unfortunately, there's no way to recover from that. But I think you did things right, and I think you're doing things responsibly, and it's great that you've had that base and you're aware of what you're getting into. So,
Yeah.
going off with what you do on stage, so posing, did you hire a posing coach? Did you figure it out? Did you have to
So
see
I feel
YouTube?
like I have a posing coach. His name is Chris. But over the span of like the 4 years, I've had like 2 or 3 posing coaches, and like every time I'd get a posing coach, it's just like fixing little things. And then when I got Chris, he was actually my last posing coach, and then I just kept him forever. But for with him, I was really bad at practicing posing, but I would practice with him once a week, or like once every other week for like 30 minutes and just like tweaking little things because I have had my routine forever. I've had the same routine for the past 3 years. So I've kind of like mastered it to the point where like I didn't have to practice every day. But I was really awful about practicing. Like, if I'm being honest, I practiced for my check-in and that was it.
All right. So, like, how much time after, like, was it before training, after training? How much time do you do like just practicing?
This is embarrassing. I'm do as I say, not as I do, because I think everyone should pose every single day. I, however, was wrecked all the time. So I would pose every Sunday for 30 minutes with my posing coach if I had practice with him. If I didn't, I would do like 1 or 2 little twirls, record it, and then that was it. That
Yeah.
was horrible.
Because now, like, you're gonna have to be prepared to, like, if you have more time, you get a minute, or you get less time, depending on how many people in the show. So always preparing for every moment. Sometimes it's like, for instance, if it's a big show with a lot of people, okay, just get to the point, stay in the center, box, front, back, do not walk back. If you have less people, you can walk back, do the thing. So you have to prepare for like any situation given,
Yeah,
because you
now
don't want to
I
be like, thank you, and then thank you. And it's like you keep going. It's like, and then the judges go,
yeah.
mm-mm.
Now I put it like as like my to do to literally pose every single day. So I've been sending my posing coach videos. I've already came up with a routine. He's already given me like little things he wants to change, and we'll probably meet when I start prep. But for now, it's just like what I came up with. But I feel good about it. It's gonna be super cutie.
All right. So with your last name, Cisneros, being, because of alphabetical order, does it overwhelm you sometimes? Have you ever been the very first one up, or like being
Yeah,
the earlier
I like
people up?
being the first one.
Really?
Yes, I just like to get it out of the way.
Okay.
And
You
also, I
would you
just feel
wouldn't
like
mind
first
opening
is
up a
like,
show. You wouldn't mind opening up a show, be your first competitor from the
yeah,
USA.
no, I
Okay.
would love that.
All right.
I
So,
prefer to be like the first or like the between like 1 and 4 because I just like get it out of the way. I'm like, whew, I'm in and out.
all right. So I asked that question because for so many years I'm so used to, Stacey Alexander, Narman Asraya. Now we have Maria and Vanya opening up the show. So I'm like, they got to come out and they got to be memorable. So when you do your thing, so when you come up with the confidence being memorable, what's something that you're going to do to make like the audience like awake, like, all right, here we go, the show is going to begin?
I don't know. I think so. I started doing my curly hair this year. For battle bodies, I actually had like kind of like a blowout, and I feel like just my overall look is kind of different. Like all the judges were like, your front pose, like when I actually do it, it's very unique and eye catching. So I just feel like my overall look is kind of eye catching. So I don't know. I think I feel like my aura, like just stepping out, is just like going to be what draws people's attention.
Let's see, I'm trying to find when you had the hairstyle.
Yeah, that's it.
I like your hair either way.
Yeah, I just feel more confident with like my little curls because it makes me feel so like bouncy and girly.
I mean, look, we've had girls with curly hair do very well, like Jazzy, like Jen.
Yeah.
I mean, I think you have great stage presence as well, and that's going to be a big factor. So this was a pink or red suit.
It
And
was
what color
pink.
do you prefer?
I actually, my favorite color is green, so I always like love the green. But I realize I don't really care what color I'm in. So Rachel from Radiant Physiques makes all my suits. So I think my best suits are the ones that are like kind of ombre. So this one's pink. I was supposed to wear that one to the Arnold or the Amateur O, but it got stuck in the mailbox. So I wore the green one, and I want to try purple. Um, but I kind of want to do different things. I am super open to colors. Um, but I like the pink. Thought the pink was super cute.
Yeah, when Jen won hers, it was like a teal green, but it was like
Yeah.
hard to see with that like LED screen as well. But like for you, I look at like maybe I'm very selective. I think for you it's like green, red. I could see a teal on you. I could also see if blue, but it'd have to be like a darker
Yeah,
blue.
I want to do a navy blue for sure, like a dark blue. But I really want to do purple. My heart's set on purple for my debut. I don't know why. Definitely will do a blue eventually.
Okay.
I don't know. I love all the colors. I feel like all the suits are so cute. I don't know.
So when you started, and this is another question that I got asked, was looking at bikini now versus when you started, do you think physique would have been in bikini, or you felt like you were going to be wellness, you were going to be a wellness pro?
I think my heart was set on wellness. I think I was in denial. I also think I was never lean enough to actually know where I would fit in. I was always from like every single time I came in, I could have definitely just done bikini. And I think, but I was like soft enough where I fit in wellness. But like, truthfully, I should have just always been bikini.
Okay. And do you see like you doing bikini for a long time, or do you see yourself eventually moving up or going up a
I feel
class, or you
like
feel like you'll want to see how it
delusional,
goes?
delusional Roxy would love to do wellness one day. But I definitely do think bikini suits me best, like overall.
Okay. And I'm happy like you kind of like know like what path it is. And listen, I need division. I love every division, but it's like I feel like what do I think I can do very well in, and what can I be the contender to
Yeah, I
win?
think
I
that's
feel
what
like
it
that's why
is.
some people don't want to move up into other class, because it's like, well, what if I go into another class? Could I do well in it? Or if you do you see yourself staying or eventually outgrowing, or
I think we'll see. I'm gonna just play everything by ear. If it gets to the point where like it's really hard to maintain a smaller frame on me, I might just like take a year or two off, probably 2 to 3, and grow into wellness. I wouldn't be opposed to it. I love wellness, and like it was always like my first love. But I've grown to like love bikini, so I wouldn't be mad, and I'd be content with bikini if I can stay smaller.
yeah, yeah. So I think we'll end right there. I just wanted to say, hold on, I got to ask you, any shout outs, any closing statements, anything you want to say? So for your goal for your rookie season, obviously try to see where you stand. We talked
Yes.
about that, but I'm going to shout out everybody your page right here. We've been going back and forth seeing it. So Rox underscore Jim Fox, Roxy Cisneros. Anybody, any sponsors, anybody you want to shout out? Anybody you want to give thanks to?
Yes. I want to shout out, obviously, my boyfriend for being patient and helping me through all my preps. And then obviously, my coach for literally guiding me and being the person behind everything. And Rachel from Radiant Physiques, who makes the best and prettiest bikinis. And probably like Hummus Fit or like HD Muscle for like sending out all their like food and supplements. And honestly, everyone from Sunnyside, my little hometown. I just feel like we can do big things in the valley.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, listen, I'm happy that we got onto this, and I'm happy that I had you on. And listen, I'll be running to go to the expo. If you're going to be to meet the athletes, I'll be obviously with the Bikini International people are. I mean, did you get a ticket for that one or no?
No.
So I'll
I'll
most likely
probably,
you'll see you on Friday and Saturday.
yeah, I really want to go see Tiana when she's on stage, and then I'll probably just be hanging out at the expo. We're gonna be with Iron Sanctuary, hanging out there. So, yeah,
Oh, they have a booth, right?
yeah, he has a
Okay.
booth. Yeah, so we'll be there.
I'll I mean, it's over 100,000 people there on Saturday. It's like a pack of sardines. I'm just gonna let you know the Arnold is one of the best shows to go to. I'm telling you this because it's a
I'm
great
super
athlete
excited.
and a fan. I hope one day you do it because I mean it's harder to get to the Arnold than it is to Olympia, but because it's an invite only. But honestly, the way the athletes are treated is so good. They fly you in, they give you hotel, they give you a stipend. The Sky Bridge connects to the venue, so you're not so stressed out. And you know what the best part is? When the show ends, you can have dinner. You could go to the gym. You can actually explore Columbus. And some of the restaurants are okay, but listen, the way the show is ran, the way everything is. But Saturday, like I said, it's a can of sardines, so you might get a little claustrophobic. So definitely find your way and navigate. I'm actually trying to map out like where I enter and how do I get around. So I'm definitely going to be like looking up around. I'm going to have a sling around, and I'll if I
Yeah,
I'm gonna look up Iron Sanctuary. Okay, I'm gonna write that down.
yeah, they have a sick booth, so definitely check them out.
All right. And what's their brand?
It's a clothing brand.
Okay. Oh, clothing. Okay. Okay. Do you have times that you're gonna be at the booth?
Oh, I have no clue. My boyfriend's sponsored by Kevin, so we'll be hanging out there probably all day.
Okay. So listen, when the prejudging is done, I think it's gonna end around like probably 1:30 ish because there's only 2 3 divisions that go up every day. Obviously, the men's open is going to be at the night show, but I'm only going to be for the expo, and obviously the prejudging. And I'm going to be with my team with my 10 guys. We're going to be at the Airbnb hanging out, watching the finals from there, and then after. But yeah, I will definitely within the time frame before we have to go train and all. I'll definitely try to find you, and
Yeah,
I just like to sit around and chat.
yeah, yeah.
But
Hopefully
listen,
we run into each other. I'm so
yeah,
excited for T. Tana, oh my gosh, you're gonna love her look. I'm so excited for you to review her. She
yeah.
looks crazy right now.
Yeah. Listen, Roxy, I think you have the right mindset. You got a great future in this. And I mean this because I'm seeing someone that like now has figured out what they want and like they're not just doing things like just think because I see someone that's like this is a goal, this is objective. And I'm really excited to see your future and to do this in a long time. So whenever you're in a show, I'm gonna give you a shout out. And listen, don't take the word rookie as offensive. Rookie is like your first year. I
No,
call
I'm
everyone like
excited to be a rookie. I'm excited
yeah.
I even get to be called a rookie because now I'm a
Yeah,
pro.
but like I'm excited to see you in the pro league, and I've always said this to even everybody, my athlete or not. I'm like I can't wait to see what you do at the next level, and this is me telling you this. You've graduated. I can't wait to see what you do at the next level. So
Yeah. Thank you.
yeah,
Thank you for
yeah. I appreciate you, and you're gonna have a really good intro. So I hope you like it as well. Okay. All right, you take care. All right, bye.